Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to make a quick video here on the subject that I subscribe to a new page of Miss Park's page. She's a defector from North Korea. I'm not sure how to pronounce her first name, who has a YouTube channel and everything else. And I, in turn, I'll share a couple thoughts on that with North Korea. I mean, the idea that somehow people in this country don't know or somehow don't care about human rights in North Korea, or that they care more about animal rights than that, simply isn't the case. I mean, I can assure you the American people do care. We, after all, went in World War II, liberated the concentration camps over there. But there's a crucial difference. Hitler didn't have nukes. And, North Korea does. In addition to that, North Korea also has China backing them up. China with a population far greater than that of the United States, about 3 times the size of the United States. Nuclear weapons on its own. And if you look at, and a pretty bitter experience with the first Korean War. I mean, one of my uncles who passed was a Korean War vet. He didn't talk about it much, but he did say it was pretty bad. And I said, well, why? And he said, well, one of the interesting things he said was that in World War II, the United States, we had the Japanese theater, the European theater, but with the Pacific, and that there was a lot of fighting around the world. It's a world war. Well, the Korean War, we had most of that equipment, Corsairs and even some improved bombers. But instead of being focused around the world, all that stuff was bombing one country. And so the amount of ordnance dropped. It was just astounding. He said he was surprised when he went home that there was literally anybody left alive in Korea. I mean, let's say we were to somehow free North Korea. I mean, you'd have to essentially, blow up the whole damn country. I mean, you're going to be bombing tens of millions of people that are starving anyway. And, being in a war stresses the body. I mean, these guys are at the edge of life as it is. I mean, and malnourished people can't, withstand the additional stresses of war as well as others. I mean, essentially, you try to liberate North Korea. Okay, let's say you have some kind of wonder weapon and you can negate their nukes and, chase the Chinese the hell out or whatever. You got to burn down the village in order to save it. And let's say we have a Manhattan Project. We probably do have wonder weapons that could take them out. The problem is, if you use a Wunderweapon or whatever, you only get to use it once on one country. And now everybody else knows you have it. And now everybody else can reverse engineer it, or they know that it's possible to build. Okay, let's say we have antimatter bombs. And, I don't know, whatever. And we use antimatter. I mean, I'm not saying we do. Well, everybody knows you can do that now. And now you have other countries building wonder weapon. And, and even North Korea with the nukes. We had this wonder weapon, got to use it once. And then everybody else had it. And now there's even greater problems. There are limitations to what the United States can do, especially in that part of the world. And you have Russia probably would side with them too. Ms. Park, you're assuming that America has infinite military power. It may be the biggest, but no one country can defeat the whole world. I mean, again, look at World War II. I mean, the Nazis thought they could, and they were ruthless. The lesson learned is you can't. I mean, as a practical matter, unless China decides to let North Korea go, they're not going to go. I mean, the only thing you could do is maybe essentially buy out North Korea from the Kim family. Say, okay, here's $100 billion. You can come to the United States. You'll be immune from any crime and prosecution. Take the top 300 people. We're buying it. And then take North Korea and then give it to South Korea here, or keep it, or donate it to China. Well, but China's not going to let a transaction like that go forward, even if it's demilitarized. I mean, Kim Jong Un, you could persuade him maybe to have more capitalist reforms, to run it a little bit more. I mean, if he runs North Korea the way China runs, China can't really complain if he has the same identical policies, although they probably will. There's nothing we can do. There's just, it's not something that can be fixed. We can try to help defectors. If people get out, you can give them asylum, but if they can get out, maybe persuade China to turn the defectors over to South Korea or send them over here. That it's possible, maybe, but there's limitations to what America can do. Unfortunately, we're not God. We are the richest, freest, most advanced country in the world, and the highest point of human civilization in the world. We're not God. We're not Odin or Zeus, Mount Olympus, that can just, do whatever. So, yeah, everybody wants the North Korean people to be free, but, like with the Soviet Union, to get them to fall, it's just going to have to take time, and they're probably just going to have to collapse from within. This is White Lightning 777 signing out.